Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Vought, welcome.
Thank you, Senator.
In my judgment, I do not know a single person in Washington or outside Washington who knows more about the federal budget than you do. I used to read your suggestions during President Trump's first term, many of which Congress ignored. We shouldn't have. I am...
Hey everyone, welcome back to Congress Every Day. Today we're diving into a conversation that's been shaking up Washington. Senator John Kennedy recently grilled OMB nominee Russell Vought about fighting fraud and tackling government waste. And you won't believe this. $1.6 billion in stimulus checks were sent to dead people. Yep, you heard that right. Let's break down this jaw-dropping exchange. Before we get started, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on all our latest content on government accountability, spending, and more. Let's dive in. First up, Senator Kennedy.
Delighted that the president picked you. I have read that since 2019, the population of America has increased 2%, and our spending has increased 55%. Under President Biden, I wish him well. If we had discovered life on Mars, he would have sent it money.
Senator Kennedy praised Russell Vought for his deep understanding of the federal budget. He acknowledged Vaught's work during President Trump's first term and pointed out how Congress ignored many of his suggestions, something Kennedy thinks was a big mistake. Right from the start, you can tell this conversation is going to be intense. Next, Kennedy slammed the alarming increase in federal spending. He compared the U.S. population growth of just 2% with a staggering 55% increase in government spending under President Biden's administration. Kennedy made it clear, this kind of spending is unsustainable. Vought agreed, emphasizing the danger of this path. Both acknowledged that unchecked...
Is that sustainable?
Senator, it's totally unsustainable, and the problem is that you go on these trajectories that we are currently on, and you don't know when you're going to get to the point of which you have some major problems as an economy and as a country, and we know that historically.
I hope you'll start with the low-hanging fruit. There's a lot. When we sent out stimulus checks to save our economy, $1.6 billion went to dead people. And the checks were cashed, obviously fraud. OMB has estimated that in fiscal year
Unchecked spending could lead to major economic problems. The tension is undeniable. This is serious stuff. Then, the real shocker, Kennedy highlighted the issue of government fraud, particularly $1.6 billion in stimulus checks sent to deceased individuals, and yes, those checks were cashed. In fiscal year 2023 alone, $1.3 billion in checks were again sent to dead people. This has been going on for years. Kennedy discussed how he and Senator Carper passed a law requiring the Social Security Administration to share death records.
In 2023, we sent out $1.3 billion of checks to dead people, which were cashed, obviously fraud. When you die in America, your name is sent to the Social Security Administration. As you know, you become part of the master death file. Senator Carper and I discovered that Social Security would not share that information with any other department of government. So we passed a bill saying you have to share it with Treasury and other people who write checks, so we'll stop paying dead
death records with other agencies to stop payments to the deceased. Surprisingly, there was pushback, and now the program is in a trial period until 2026. Kennedy asked Vought for help in making this program permanent. Vought gave his full support, agreeing it should be fixed immediately. Vought also suggested targeting wasteful agencies, citing an example of the EPA prosecuting a Navy veteran for building ponds to prevent wildfires. He believes it's time to reassess and reform agencies wasting taxpayer...
Dead people, duh. We got pushback, believe it or not, on the bill. We had to agree to a trial period, and that trial period ends in 2026. Will you help us make that program permanent so we can stop paying dead people?
Yes, Senator.
Now, you've served in Washington for years. You're going to be called, you're going to be challenging the status quo.
Taxpayer dollars. Vought stressed the need to reevaluate mandatory programs that disincentivize work, especially post-COVID-19, to get the federal budget back on track. So there you have it, Kennedy and Vaught's powerful exchange on fraud, waste, and the future of the federal budget. If you think we need to hold Washington accountable, let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with friends. Let's keep the conversation going. Take care, everyone.